Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today we're going for a ride and a chat. The really fun part about this is I love ghosts. I think they are so cool. To me, it's one of those people sometimes think they're scary, or sometimes they're intimidated by them, or sometimes they're just kind of like, I don't know what to do with them, or I don't know what they want, or I can't talk to them or hear them or see them, or they can only see part of them or hear part of it. I kind of see it all the time. I sense them everywhere. Way more than I see, I sense. I sense them everywhere. So today, like I said, we're going for a ride and talk. So that means that almost every intersection that I'm going to is an intersection that's been in my town for quite a number of years. And so there's ghosts at that intersection. There are people that have been killed at that intersection in car accidents, hit and run accidents, walked out in front of a car accident, dogs being killed, run over. Like, it's just there, kind of thing. And so I can sense it and feel it, especially when I drive. So a lot of times people are like, how do you still drive? Well, I do it very carefully. And then I also have to understand that that energy is still there, and I'm going to drive through it no matter what. I still have to if I want to get from point A to point B. So I just kind of have to suck it up and go. And so that's kind of my philosophy in driving. I will literally slow down, because the energy, when it passes really fast through me, it really affects me. Sometimes it usually will make me cough or like choke my energy up a little bit for a moment, especially if there's a whole bunch of them all in one spot. But I'm also kind of used to it. This is something that happens quite a lot for me. So it's not something like, oh, it happens like once a month or once a year. This happens almost every intersection that I drive through, every time I drive. So I kind of drive a little different, I guess is the best way to put it. I drive a little interesting. But I also kind of have to keep an eye out, because sometimes the ghosts look like they're alive. They don't look like they're past. So then I have to kind of like double or triple check. Do I see any energy else around them? Are they leaving a shadow? Or are they making an imprint somewhere else? Because a lot of times they'll be in front of me and I'll slam on my brakes and then there's nothing in front of me. And so kind of like, I've learned that one over time, is kind of like be really cautious. The other one is my family always thinks I drive funny, because I always slow down before I go through intersections. That's just me personally. I am always constantly slowing down because, like I said, the energy, the faster you go through them, it catches you a little bit differently, or it makes me cough, or kind of clear my throat with their energy. So, yeah, I try to be very cautious. I try to be very understanding of other people on the road, because someone else may not see it even though I see it. So that's kind of the weird, quirky part about this. But ghosts are everywhere. I often tell people there's not many places left in the world that someone hasn't died on. I mean, maybe if you're like in the Amazon jungle or something like that, like, yeah. I mean, there's a few places, but they're, you know what I'm saying, where I live, this is kind of a well-populated area, so people died in home invasions in different neighborhoods, or car accidents, or drunk driving, or hitting a tree. All of that energy gets stuck there so often, and it's there forever until someone clears them out. It's one of those, that energy will stay no matter what until it's cleared, until it's removed. And then the ghost can still come back if they choose to, but you can clear the energy from the accident, like the, oh my gosh, I'm going to hit this person, or I'm terrified, like, oh my gosh, this person, are they going to stop in time? All of that stays until it's cleared out. So, and very rarely does it get cleared out off a street or a neighborhood or something like that. And there are some intersections in Houston that are some of the top deadliest intersections in Texas. Some of them are even in the United States. So that is something kind of like weirdly interesting of how many people have passed there, and that energy of what they were going through stays, and it just kind of layers upon itself. It keeps layering up. So it's layer after layer after layer. It's not just like, oh, there was one accident or two accidents. Sometimes we're talking hundreds or even into the thousands of accidents in certain locations. And that can be really overwhelming, not only for me, but it can be overwhelming for other people. Because when I've been in the car with other people, they'll be like, I don't know why, I just don't like this intersection. And I'm like, it's because too many people have passed here. And they're like, really? And I'm like, uh-huh. And so that's kind of one of those, like, I had no idea that's what it was. Yep, it truly can be, is that energy of, this is kind of, that energy just stays until you remove it, and it can be overwhelming, not only for me, for other people, and I think sometimes it can be overwhelming for kids as well, especially kids of parents that like drive around a lot or have a lot of errands, or the kids are in different activities, so the kids are kind of in and out of different areas all the time, and that can be overwhelming for them as well. But I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.